Coming up, the country's lawmakers failed to form two-thirds majority quorum to hold 2016 election on November 7th.
Over 1 million registered voters verified and still counting by day 3 of EC's exhibition exercise. We're live on GBC24 and GTV. This is News Hour. My name is Shirley Annan.
My name is GTV and our signer is Robert Frimpon Manso. In the first story, the country's lawmakers have voted to maintain December 7th as the date for election 2016. In the House on Thursday, 125 members of parliament voted in favor of November 7th but failed to garner the required two-thirds quorum needed to see Article 291 Clause 3 through. 95 MPs voted to maintain the December 7th date. MPs who voted against the proposed November 7th did so on the back of the belief that the EC is behind schedule in respect of its calendar released to the political parties.
The date set aside for the conduct of both presidential and parliamentary elections is the 7th day of December, while the swearing in of the president takes place on the 7th of January in the ensuing year. However, the 1 month period for the transition from one government to the other has over the years proven insufficient.
Technically, we do not have a date of closure for the conduct of the parliamentary elections. But practically, maybe one could say that you go to even the 5th of January, given the fact that on the conduct of the elections, the declaration, as always has been, could not happen on the same day. So we will await maybe at least one more day, 24 hours, for the results. So these things have been said about the Electoral Commission. Because my colleagues opposite were in power from 2001 to 2008. In 2004, there was no time that the Electoral Commission was ever given the money in advance. And we met the Electoral Commission with the leadership of this House in the majority member's office, the majority leader's office, many times.
The Electoral Commission says more than 1 million registered voters have so far been verified by the biometric verification devices or BVDs from all exhibition centers across the country. At the close of the third day of the exercise, the total number of voters verified was 1,002,812. The EC says reports from all 29,000 centers across the country show, apart from the lower than expected response, the exercise is progressing smoothly. GBC24 was at some centers in Accra.
It was evident on our rounds that not much had changed. At the St. Kizito Catholic Church Center at Nima, Center A had recorded 164 people since the exercise started, while Center B had recorded 133 people so far. A registration officer, Madam Katharina Hiado, said the exercise had been smooth so far. The team then moved to the Snaps Nursery Center at Asalam Down. Here, Center A had recorded 83 people, while Center B had 67 people come in to verify their particulars. The centers had also not recorded any hitches. Meanwhile, the EC says it has deployed adequate personnel and equipment to ensure that all registered voters spend as little time as possible at the various centers to check their details and get their fingerprints verified. The EC is also encouraging all registered voters who have not yet done so to visit any center to avoid any inconvenience on the day of election.
President John Mahama has sworn in a 9-member board for the newly created Ghana Exim Bank. The bank is purposed to provide funding for the country's export and import to ensure foreign exchange stability.
Members of the Ghana Exim Bank are as follows. Professor Richard Bani of the University of Ghana is the chairman. The members include Mrs. Pearl Isua Mensah, formerly of UT Bank, Mr. Joseph Enimil Ama of Enimil Group of Companies, Nana Dr. Apieje Dankawaso, Ghana Chamber of Commerce, and Dr. Johnson Isiama, second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana. Others are Mr. James Tiga of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Mr. Emmanuel Mamara of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and Mr. Sam Akest of the Ministry of Finance. The President has also appointed Dr. Bafo Osei as Acting Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank.
Export of goods and services from Ghana decreased during the past 5 years from 31% of GDP in 2010 to 28% of GDP in 2015. Imports also decreased from 45% of GDP in 2010 to 35% of GDP in 2015. With this trend in external trade, the aim of transforming Ghana's economy towards an export-led economy makes it imperative to establish institutions and initiate programs that will drive this laudable idea.
We promise to work assiduously to build a solid foundation for the bank that will be a vehicle for the transformation of the economy of this country.
The Ghana Education Service says the untimely release of subsidies and grants to second cycle schools is partly due to the lackadaisical attitude of some heads of the schools. The Director General of the GES, Jacob Kaur, therefore admonished all heads to exercise restraint in resolving school management issues and has given an assurance that their concerns will be addressed. The GES said all heads of second cycle schools must endeavor to provide credible, reliable and timely data to process subsidies and grants.
Earlier, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, threatened not to reopen second cycle schools if government did not pay arrears of feeding grants and scholarships. At an emergency meeting in Accra, the head said the schools cannot be reopened since they are cash-strapped. The president of CHAS, Cecilia Kwachi Kofi, emphasized that a lot is being spent on electricity, water and sanitation, whilst the government of Ghana grant for administration has not been paid since 2011. And away from that story, as West African countries take steps to make the region an industrial hub, the call is for a switch from import to increased manufacturing for local consumption. This was one of the key points at the first ever ECOWAS Industrial Summit taking place in Accra.
Globalization changes the society as it happens. It has a dramatic effect on all aspects of life. Economic and development experts place a lot of importance on industrialization as a major move for economic transformation. The economies of the Asian giants, China, Japan and India, are forces to reckon with due to the focus on industrialization. Today, those countries import less and export more, making their economies vibrant. For Africa, especially the western part, they rely more on imports for their needs. Indeed, manufacturing is a bane, rendering the economy weak. Statistics show that Africa currently accounts for just 1.9% of global manufacturing. The maiden ECOWAS summit is expected to create a platform for West African countries to rapidly industrialize and add value to their produce. Again, it is also aimed at finding ways to reduce the cost of doing business in the West Africa sub-region. An industrial giant and chief executive of Railroy Group, Mrs. Kate Quote Papafiu, called for a concerted effort to boost manufacturing in the sub-region. She encouraged West African manufacturers to research more and add value to their produce. Ghana's Trade and Industry Minister Dr. Ekelspio Gabra called on West African countries to increase intra-community trade. The various speakers called for productive ways to promote industrialization in West Africa. Captains of industries, businessmen and economic experts from the West African and beyond are attending the summit. Exhibitors believe the summit has come at the right time.
The University of Health and Allied Sciences has instituted annual lectures in memory of the late former President Professor John Evans Atta Mills. At the maiden edition, a lecturer at the University of Ghana, Professor Samuel Sefa Dede, suggested a proper structuring and resourcing of higher educational institutions to pursue national development goals. He says such institutions must equip graduates to enable them come out with solutions to challenges impeding national growth and development.
Professor John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Lectures is to honor the late president whose vision resulted in the setting up of the University of Health and Allied Science, UHAS. The theme for the maiden edition of the annual lectures was higher education and its impact on development. While examining the development of higher education in the country and the role of partners, it also sought to examine the current state of tertiary education in the country and how to attain national development objectives as enshrined in the Constitution. At the maiden edition, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Health and Allied Sciences, Professor Fred Newton Binka, said the university will continue to help produce health professionals to deal with the challenges in health and health systems in the country. He said the event will give the needed exposure and recognition to the university as a center of excellence on significant public health issues.
It will also create a platform for engaging Ghanaian and African leadership to bring about positive change in Ghana and beyond. And finally, we hope that this series will facilitate the creation of ideas that will nuance the training of future health leaders and innovators in Ghana and Africa.
A lecturer at the Department of Food Process Engineering at the University of Ghana, Professor Samuel Sefa Dede, was not happy that Ghanaians have relegated practical traditional sources of knowledge in solving local problems to the background. He said the National Accreditation Board must check what he termed the phenomenon of academic galamsey, where a lecturer teaches in more than one institution, which he says reduces efficiency and affects students. Professor Sefa Dede asked Ghanaians to respect the Constitution since it is the country's sacred laws calling for a unified voice on key national issues.
My reflections on the processes, the heated public discourse during implementation on whether this project will succeed or not bring to the fore the point that when it comes to education, we must position the discussions and commentaries on wearing lenses that see the best for Ghana.
Professor Samuel Sefa Dede commended the people of Sokode traditional area in the Volta region for providing lands on which the main campus of the university is situated. He described the late Professor John Evans Atta Mills as a man of faith, a statesman, and a result-oriented leader, and commended him for leaving a legacy in higher education and respect in politics.
One of the critical expectations of the late Professor John Evans Atta Mills is that he will work in local communities and improve their health status through teaching and research. This is a legacy to serve generations.
Hello again, my name is Morris Ogbete. In business tonight, international airlines operating in the country are to pay an additional $10 in safety charges per passenger. Cargo airlines will also pay $20 per ton of goods exported out of the country. These new charges follow an amendment to the Ghana Civil Aviation Act 678 of 2006. The new charges will kick in after further consultations with operators. With the amended act, passengers will now be able to demand compensation for losses arising from delay or cancellation of flights and for damage to luggage or cargo. Additionally, the law criminalizes threats to aviation security while empowering the authority to prosecute passengers who smoke or use electronic devices on flights. Under the new law, all service providers at the airport, including catering service providers and ground operators, can only operate with a license from the regulator. The law also increases penalty units from 30,000 to 50,000 for violators of aviation rules. Key among the changes perhaps is the introduction of a $10 safety charge on flight tickets. Additionally, persons who put up high-rise buildings close to the airport will bear the cost of a pull-down if necessary. At a stakeholder meeting with some operators in the aviation industry, the Director General of the authority noted that further consultations will be done to determine the effective date for the new charges.
The good news is the safety charge will not be applicable to domestic operations, so it's meant for international operations, and our concern is to ensure a sustained growth of the domestic air transport industry.
Even before these charges kick in, some industry players are raising concerns given the numerous taxes and charges existing in the airline industry. Ghana has one of the highest aviation fuel prices in the sub-region, selling at $3.14 per litre compared to $2.30 in Benin and $1.94 per litre in Cameroon.
Finance Secretary is scheduled to deliver this year's mid-year budget review tomorrow in Parliament. He is expected to give Ghana's economic performance year-to-date overview and also review revenue targets in accordance with the state of the economy. Analysts predict that the minister will seek a supplementary budget. Given that inflation is far from its medium-term target of 10.1%, there is a likelihood that the figure will be reviewed upwards. Proceedings will be live on GTV, GBC24 and GTV Govern. GCB Bank has presented a check of 18.68 million Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Finance as dividend to government for the 2015 operational year. The figure represents a 3% increase over the previous year figure.
The 18,680,842.29 Ghana cedis that GCB Bank paid as dividend to government for the 2015 operational year represents a significant increase over what the bank paid in 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014. The bank paid 3.65 million Ghana cedis in 2011, 7.29 million Ghana cedis in 2012, 13.97 million Ghana cedis in 2013, and 18.11 million Ghana cedis in 2014. Presenting the check, the Chief Finance Officer of GCB Bank, Mr. Socrates Afram, said the increase in dividend to government is a reflection of the bank's robust performance in the year under review.
The challenge to go outside of Ghana is well within our scope. We've been thinking about it to strategize what we wanted to do because of the transformation. We wanted to complete it, solidify the home base, then on top of that we can spring out there. So in the next few years, God helping us, you should see us go outside the shores of Ghana, just so that we can also go and make money and bring it together.
A Deputy Finance Minister, Mr. Kezel Atuforsen, urged other joint venture companies and state-owned enterprises with government equity to emulate the sterling example of GCB Bank.
I want to use this opportunity to urge you and to encourage you that don't look only within Ghana. You've consolidated enough. Also position yourself out there. Go out there and bring profit home. Because that is what we want. That is what you're supposed to be doing. Also to use this opportunity to let the joint venture companies, mining companies, and obviously the state-owned enterprises, urge them that they should be paying their dividend.
Going forward, management of GCB Bank say they are committed to supporting government and will do their best to position the bank to meet international standards. Beatrice Senaju, GBC24, Accra.
Let's remain in banking because Stanbic Bank has launched a new product known as Achiever Banking. This will ensure that its clients have a hassle-free daily transaction. The launch took place in Accra.
The Achiever Banking comes with various packages to give clients swifter access to a wide range of transactional products. These are digital channels, insurance packages, targeted savings and quick loans at a bundled cost of 20 cedis per month. The package includes Achiever Pass, Achiever Life, Achiever Save, Achiever Link, Achiever Pay and Achiever Cash. This product is designed to meet the needs of the success-driven young professionals and the middle class as they work to reach the top of the corporate ladder. Those who can sign on the Achiever account are customers who fall within the salary range of 700 to 3,499 cedis. The head of personal markets of Stanbic Bank, Mrs. Hannah Anobil Aqua, said the customers can transact their business with the bank without physically being at the bank's premises.
We know Ghanaians receive a lot of remittances. So when your friends or family send you money from abroad, it can go directly into your account without you having to come to the branch to queue. Then we have Achiever Link. We have world-class internet banking, our mobile banking. Our customers don't have time, so we don't want them to come and ask for statements in branches. So we mail them their statements. Our call center is 24/7. A wide ATM reach. Workplace banking. We say be at work. We will bring banking to your doorsteps.
Stanbic's Executive Director of Personal and Business Banking, Nana Jumo Bene, said the Achiever Banking targets young adults between the ages of 25 and 35, often with post-tertiary qualification, and are moving up in their careers.
We actually sat down with our customers and asked them what is important to them, especially our customers within the salary range, and asked them what is important to them. And what they told us is what we have used to build this Achiever Banking for our customers. And in summary, what it is that it comes with a salaried account, but it comes with an account that you can save money on, and it comes with certain benefits, such that should you get into unemployment, there are certain benefits that will accrue to you. Should you find yourself hospitalized, there are certain benefits that will accrue to you as well. It gives you also an opportunity to start some serious savings, and gives you access to loans, and gives you access to some of our cutting-edge technological products like mobile banking and our smart app that we've launched.
The Chief Executive of Stanbic Bank, Mr. Al-Hassan Andani, encouraged customers of the bank to sign on to the product.
Package Achiever Banking by listening to our customers. And I'd just like all of our teaming customers around the country to hear that this is the very first of it. We are no longer the very passive bank that will sit there and expect you to come and reach us for your services. We are going to reach out to you. We are going to be there and to listen to you and to package even a lot more of this Achiever Banking.
Customers can sign for the Achievers banking services by walking into any Stanbic's branches in the country.
Live on GBC24. Now, Sea Woman Ghana Limited, dealers in Michelin tires, have opened a new tire center in Tema. The facility will offer sale and service of all Michelin tires, wheel balancing and alignment, tire changing and rotation, as well as puncture repairs. This is the fourth of such centers in the country.
Tire design and use are important factors that contribute to road safety. The experts say, though human errors account for the major part of road traffic accidents, research shows that tire quality has a profound impact on safety as well. Most tires have tread depth well below the minimum legal requirements and are mostly not appropriate for the country's road. Over the years, Sea Woman Ghana partners to Michelin tires have brought in carefully selected tires for the type of roads here in Ghana. Michelin tires have asymmetric thread patterns and innovative texture suitable for both wet and dry roads. With the latest Michelin technology, there are tires for all kinds of vehicles and all roads. In order to give customers quality tires and services, Sea Woman has opened a new center in Tema.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
The new tire service center has been commissioned
It has 2 service bays for quick tire fixing, an air-conditioned showroom and customer lounge, and Michelin certified highly trained professionals. The managing director of Sea Woman Ghana Limited, Mr. Castin Duva, said for the past 25 years the company has been associated with Michelin tires, and their presence in Tema will offer premium quality service to clients.
Our country, Ghana, still records too many fatal car accidents. Road safety must be paramount to all of us. Considering that a car tire is the only connection between you, the driver, and the road, we obviously need to give a special attention to our tires. Michelin Tire Service Center is here to render exceptional technical advice. Do check on your tire condition whenever you wish to embark on a journey by visiting this center. Our team will assist you in making the correct choice when it comes to your tire replacement needs. Our service equipment is made in Europe, and we promise to provide excellent service execution.
The chairman and president of Michelin Tires for Africa, India and the Middle East, Mr. Philippe Venuel, was happy with Sea Woman partnership and expected to expand its frontier across the African continent.
We have strong ambitions to continue to grow in this continent. Ghana is a place where we are, and we want to build from Ghana to continue to grow our business. We want to continue our business with Sea Woman because we think we have found the right partner, and Sea Woman is really doing a fantastic job in this vein.
Customers can walk into the new tire service center for a free tire on any 3 Michelin tires bought and also enjoy quality service.
And that was business. My name is Maurice Ogweti.
Welcome to the health segment. In an effort to improve maternal and newborn health outcomes, the Upper East Regional Health Directorates, UNICEF and KOICA have met in Bolgatanga. The meeting took stock of progress made in implementing the National Newborn Strategy and Action Plans.
Since 2012, the Ghana Health Service has worked in partnership with its development partners to organize 4 national stakeholder sessions on newborn care. Each year, prior to the national event, an inter-regional meeting is held among the Northern, Upper East and Upper West regions with partners including the Health Ministry, the Ghana Health Service, CSOs, the media and academia. This year's forum, which is spelled out in the National Newborn Strategy and Action Plan, was to take stock of key achievements, review the challenges and explore workable solutions to deal with newborn care in the 3 regions of the North. The meeting looked at effectively implementing the action plans. It was on the theme, Save Me from Asphyxia, Help Me Breathe, Help Me Live. A health and nutrition officer at the UNICEF office in Tamale, Hajia Felicia Mahama, mentioned significant strides made in achieving the newborn strategy and action plan and commended the Northern and Upper East regions for the significant decline from 39 to 24 per 100,000 live births, a rate far below the national average. She, however, called for more investment and the scaling up of evidence-based intervention to lower neonatal mortality further. The target of the National and Newborn Strategy and Action Plan is to reduce neonatal deaths by 5% each year from 32 per 100,000 live births in 2011 to 21 per 100,000 live births by close of 2018. Hajia Mahama said further reducing preventable newborn deaths requires a high level of political commitment and increased financing. Dr. Kofi Issa is the Regional Director of Health Services. For him, though the region has improved with the support of key stakeholders, more can still be done. There were solidarity messages from development partners and other organizations, including UNICEF, UNFPA, JICA, and USAID. Participants were also taken through presentations on breastfeeding and its impact, adoption of kangaroo mother care, and adolescent health and its effects, among others. Dr. Issa said it was important to sustain gains made.
Mrs. Lordina Mahama says her foundation will intensify its free health outreach and screening programs as it shifts attention to rural areas. This was when the Lordina Foundation, in partnership with the Organization of African First Ladies Association and the Ghana AIDS Commission, offered free health screening for residents of Petoi in the Agotime Ziope districts of the Volta region. The exercise was a collaboration between the Lordina Foundation, the Ghana chapter of the Organization of African First Ladies Association, and the Ghana AIDS Commission. Most rural residents, especially women, have little or no information and knowledge about breast and cervical cancer or sexually transmitted diseases. A top priority of the Lordina Foundation is, therefore, to bring the needed attention to critical health issues affecting especially the rural folk. The Lordina Foundation hopes to create awareness about the importance of keeping healthy through nationwide health screening programs across the country. The collaborative efforts also formed part of Mrs. Mahama's prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and keeping babies alive advocacy campaign throughout the country. Beneficiaries, especially women, were screened for cervical and breast cancers, syphilis, blood pressure, and also educated on family planning issues. The Volta Regional Minister, Helen Ntoso, said regional HIV and AIDS figures have dropped from 2.2% in 2014 to 1.7% in 2015. She promised a sustained support to further reduce the prevalence rate. A commissioner at the Ghana AIDS Commission, Victor Ntumi, said the government is bringing reproductive health services to the doorstep of people to make quality health care accessible. He also encouraged the communities within the Petoi areas to visit health facilities for regular checks.
More than 3,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year. Yet, science and current knowledge point to the fact that there are measures, some very simple as it seems, can help in reducing the needless disease transmitted to children and also help prevent and detect diseases affecting reproductive health of our mothers.
The First Lady, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, who is also the president of UWAFLA Ghana, said her foundation will continue to liaise with the Ghana AIDS Commission to organize community outreach programs to achieve positive results.
When diagnosed early, babies can be prevented from HIV infection transmitted from an HIV-positive pregnant woman or from a breastfeeding mother. That is why I am fully committed to see the community outreach program reaching all Ghanaian women irrespective of age and location.
The Lordina Foundation's medical outreach and health screening has traveled to 7 regions so far. The 3 regions of the north are yet to benefit.
Hello there, good evening. You're still live on news, your news channel GBC24. My name is Rebecca Ewa. And on the sports side of the news, coach of Accra Hearts of Oak, Sergio Daniel, says his desire is to claim all 3 points against Kumasi Asante Kotoko when the 2 teams meet at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium on Sunday. The Phobians are up against the Porcupine Warriors. Having gained 11 points from a maximum of 15 in the second round of the Ghana Premier League (GPL), the Phobians look poised for this super clash between Ghana's 2 biggest clubs as they hold a 5-point gap over their rivals Asante Kotoko after they were thrashed 4-1 by relegation-threatened Ebusua Dwarfs in their midweek clash at Cape Coast. Has posted a 1-0 win victory over Brekum Chelsea in Accra to maintain their leadership of the GPL log heading into this weekend's round of games. In a post-match interview after that encounter, Sergio said he had carried a background check on Kotoko before coming to Ghana, adding that news of Kotoko's defeat brings him joy as they are contending for the same title. According to Sergio, come Sunday, his team will go into the game to take all 3 points. The recent happenings at the top of the GPL table could give a glimpse of who are real title contenders going into the next round of games, and as scheduled, All matches will take place on Saturday 23rd July, except the Kotoko Hearts clash, which will be played on Sunday 24th July in Kumasi. Now, about 30 journalists have benefited from a day's seminar organized by the Ghana Cricket Association. The seminar is aimed at upgrading the knowledge of journalists on the rudiments of the game and ensure effective reportage of the sport. Cricket is a bat and ball game played between two teams of 11 players on a cricket field, at the center of which is a rectangular 22-yard-long pitch with a wicket, a set of 3 wooden stumps sited at each end. One team, designated the batting team, attempts to score as many runs as possible, whilst their opponents try to eliminate the batting team. With the game fast growing in Ghana, the Ghana Cricket Association (GCA), as part of strategic plans to establish a firm base for the sport, has put various measures in place, including a one-day intensive seminar for media personnel. The seminar, which is the first of many steps to bring the game to the doorsteps of Ghanaians, attracted reporters from various media houses across the capital. The Chief Operating Officer of the Ghana Cricket Association (GCA), Mr. Henry Akom, was impressed with the turnout of events.
We need Ghana and the world at large to know what the Ghana Cricket Association is doing. So we thought it fit to call you together today and then to explain the game to you and show you how to report and then to have to interact with you so that you can spread our news much better than we're doing previously.
Ghana is slated to host the second edition of the Northwest African Cricket Championship in October. Let's move away to Tema, where we talk some baseball, where Creator School baseball team are winners of a special baseball competition in Tema. They beat Queen Esther School 6-0 after 3 innings. The competition was to mark 10 years of the game in schools in Tema.
The Tema Inter-Schools Baseball Tournament was to celebrate 10 years of the sport in the Tema metropolis. The one-day tournament attracted lovers of baseball from all over Accra, as well as some national team players and coaches. The competition was organized by the Ghana Baseball and Softball Association for private schools in the Tema metropolis. Students who participated in the tournament were from St. Paul's Methodist School, Queen Esther School, Creator School, and Tema Ridge School. The one-day event was full of fun as the schools had their eyes fixed on the Pilotron Trophy stick. At the end of the highly competitive contest, it was the Creator School that exhibited the best skills, hitting, dashing and completing the 3 mandated innings in style to win the cup. Officials said competitions of such nature will help on their talent in the discipline.
I have to be very sincere with you. We all agree that we term them as lesser sporting activities. But for once, I've realized that they are no more lesser. It's a high time we took serious view of what they are doing. In my own opinion, I've just told them that I'm going to do all that I can do to make sure that they progress, and I'm sure we will support them.
We wish the corporate institutions will also take it up. So once in a while we can camp them and train them, because I'm sure they'll do better if they have more time for training.
The 7 players and teams were presented with baseball equipment and a trophy.
And that's all for now. Great to have you still. We have the lighter side of the news next.
Nana Buedu Kwajujan, known in music circles as It KD, is an up-and-coming musician who does rap and high-life music. He says the Ghanaian music industry is very competitive, but with humility and determination, one can make it. It KD was our guest on the Showbiz segment.
how you deliver on your lyrics, the music you put across, how you dress. These are some of the things that would create a niche for you. So if you are able to create a niche for you with your music, it creates a brand for you. The people would know what you stand for. A bad song that you think is a bad song, with constant airplay, it makes a hit, and then it becomes something else. Even though it's bad, but then because there is money and they play it on radio constantly, it's everywhere. Each and everybody steps on each other, everybody's toes one way or the other. Yes, it is up to you, to the individual, to say, I am sorry, and it must be sincere from your heart. Say that. Sometimes the environment that we find ourselves, it might not create that conducive, you understand, for you to say it. But as time goes on, you feel within, oh, what I did is wrong. You just have to, you understand, you have to walk up to the person and say, oh, I am sorry. Basically, evolution is just moving from a lower side to a higher side. Okay. I'm evolving. Okay. I had been behind the scenes for a very long time to put together things, trying to finish up with school, and I was doing songs. So evolution is basically trying to transcend from the lower stage to the, like, basically I was just trying to let the people know that I am just evolving from underground to the mainstream.
He has some advice for the general public.
We're in election year. Stay out of trouble. Don't get yourself involved with political people. I'm not saying don't get yourself with them as in, like, don't be violent.
In showbiz, people prefer some colors to others, and it's just a matter of preference. But many people may not know the importance of colors. In our segment today, we are looking at the meaning of the color white.
Thank you for watching the news on GBC24 and GTV. We have news tonight at 10:30. Do make a date with us.
Bye for now.